Hey guys, all right. Can you believe that we are 7 days in? I feel like we should say 7 days of sin because it should be sinful the amount of fun that I've been having. I don't know about you. Hopefully, it's been fun for you as well. This is your first time joining me. My name is Jay Stone. I'm a visual content strategist. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I just had to take my puppy out, but we're back and we're ready to get started. And today is an exciting day. Now, if you haven't already checked out the playlist, right? Because there are going to be 21 of these. We've got 7 so far. So today our focus is SREF, which is style reference codes. It's relatively new to Midjourney. And tomorrow we'll be talking about skin tone. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started today as we speak. And SREF. So Midjourney, I started with Midjourney back at 4. We're currently at 6.1, anxiously awaiting the release for 7. And we knew that it had been trained on thousands of artists, but we didn't know about the styles. So now we know that there's also thousands of styles built into the models. Midjourney doesn't have an official place where they release these styles, but I'll show you where you can find out. So the resources to find out, okay, about the SREF codes, and this stands for style reference, are going to be the mid library. And I've been showing you guys that all week. It's a super great reference. And then SREF-midjourney.com. It is not affiliated with Midjourney. So a lot of them, because it's midjourney.com in the title, they think it's a Midjourney resource. It is not. It is an independent operating entity. Okay, so the parameter that you'll use is a --SREF and then the number. Okay, so what you need to know about SREF codes. Okay, so when you use an SREF, okay, your artwork is going to take on the visual look and the emotional feel conveyed in the SREF images. So that's something you should consider. So if you're very specific, like, I want these specific colors, right? I want it to the image to be this specific way. It's going to take on the art style, meaning whether it's a painting or illustration. It's going to take on the color and the hues. Okay, it's going to take on the emotional expression, like what does it feel? What do you feel when you see it? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel excited? So there's an emotion attached to what you see. It's going to take on any scenery or background. Okay, it's going to take on a mood, right? So this one here is the same SREF code, but down here is kind of dark, moody, right? So it's, in general, it's really, even though it's vibrant, it still is kind of a dark, moody tone to it. Okay. And so this could clash with your base prompt. Like one SREF that I really love has very muted colors, and I tend to like vibrant colors, and I can't prompt around that no matter what I do. So those are the things that you have to consider when you see it. Do you really love everything about it? And does it work with your aesthetic that you're going for? So let's look at some SREF comparisons, and then I'm actually going to take you into Midjourney so we can play around with it. I'm also going to take you over to Mid Library and SREF-midjourney.com. Okay, so you would do that --SREF and then the number. So these numbers that you see, these are the style numbers. These are the SREF codes. Okay, so here's the base prompt. A portrait in the style of Jackie Ormez. It's an Asian, chubby, plus-size young female as a superhero with a D on her chest, long silver hair, gray and black background, wide angle. I did a chaos of 30. I did the 1-to-1 ratio. I did style raw because I wanted to pay attention to the SREF code. And then I did a low stylization from Midjourney. This stylized right here, this dash dash F or dash dash stylized, that's saying the Midjourney influence. The Midjourney influence can come in and take over the SREF code. So I keep my stylization pretty low so that the SREF code can come through. Now, this is the same prompt. Look how different it is with the different art styles. Now, did it pay attention to what I said? Do we have the gray and black background? On this one, we don't. On this one, not really. On this one, kind of, sort of, right? Does it have a D on the chest? Well, all of them seem to do that. All of them seem to give me the Asian woman, chubby Asian woman with silver hair. And that's because Midjourney couldn't come in and listen. They're like, okay, I'm going to listen to the prompt. I'm not going to stylize it. But look at the difference in the color schemes, the hues, the art styles, everything. All right. So that's what happens when you want to apply a SREF code as an aesthetic. Okay. Now, again, back to this Midjourney influence. I want you to see how drastic it is, right? So it's the same prompt, right? The style code is this 66666, like it's 5 6s, I think. That's the style code. I kept the stylization low so Midjourney couldn't have that much influence. It basically looked at my prompt and the SREF code. So it took my prompt and applied the aesthetic. Well, Midjourney added its beautification, okay? It made it more slender. She's got more of a flush, rosy skin tone. Her hair is more tousled. She doesn't look Asian. It definitely took away the Asian features. All right. So, and this is Midjourney stylization at 1,000. Okay, versus 155. It pays more attention to the prompt and the SREF code. So just be mindful that Midjourney's influence can totally change what the style would have done or what your prompt was supposed to do. Here's another example, same prompt. Okay. I got different colors this time. Okay. But the same thing, you can clearly see that she's Asian. You clearly see the little chubby cheeks and the little wide belly, hip region. Over here, honey, she lean, mean, model machine. Again, we've got that beauty model hair. We've got green eyes. Look at the cheeks. Look at the plump lips. Look at the narrowed jawline. So again, brighten, okay, and slenderize the Midjourney's version of beautification is definitely at play here. Okay, so let's talk about blends and trends. Blends and trends. So you guys know I'm a proponent of blending styles or blending codes. So the blending of the SREF code. So here's the SREF style. Okay, so we've got 3 styles. The 356 style, that's this one here. Here's your base prompt. That's this one here. The 417, that's what this one looks like. And the 569, that's what this one looks like. So I put all 3 SREF codes into the style, into the prompt, kept the style at 155. And here's what I got. So if you look at these 3, they took this image. Okay. So what did they take from each image? Let's talk about that. So our girl, her facial skin tone, she's got the blue eyes, the pink lips, kind of the skin tone from number 3. Okay. Then she's got the orange cape and the outstretched arm. She got that from number 2. Okay. The background came from the prompt. And number 3, you see all of these textures. Well, that's where we got this texture from the shirt. Okay. So they blended all 3, and there's a little bit of texture in the cape as well. Okay. So they took a little bit from all 3 and included what you wanted in the prompt to give us this. And so remember, there's all 3 included, which I think is pretty cool. So don't be afraid to mix style codes to get something unique for yourself. Now let's go and look at the SREF codes. So if we go to Midjourney or Mid Library and you go to the main page, it has the first line is SREF codes library. So I'm just going to click that. And here we are. Okay. And here's actually the SREF code that I used. And you just click copy code and it will copy the number for, let me go into Midjourney really quick. So it kind of copies the number for you and you can just paste it, right? And it gives you the SREF everything. Okay. So it's really easy on the mid library. You already saw me use that one. And here's another one that I kind of like. Well, let's do this one. Copy the SREF code. And I'm going to drop this into the prompt as well. Now, the thing about the SREF code is you can only use the SREF parameter once. So you just add the other code. No, it's just a space between codes. Okay. It's just a space between codes. Okay. So let's look at the other one, the sref-midjourney.com. Now this one is paid. The mid library, it has a paid feature, but most of the stuff you get for free. Okay. So you're going to see like, okay, so these I can see, I can copy this code. It doesn't give you the SREF parameter. So I'm just going to click copy on this one. But as you see, when you start getting down, you see the little crown. That means that it's going to be paid. So when I look and I was like, ooh, I really like this one, or I really like this one. The ones that you like the most tend to be the ones that are paid access. Now, there are other SREF libraries out here. Like, oh, I really love this one. There's other codes out here. There's other libraries. There's influencers. There's bloggers. There's people who sell SREF codes. So just type in Midjourney SREF. So that's all three. Just type in Midjourney SREF on any in Google and you'll get it. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this one and I'm gonna use the three that I just got. So notice again, the -- SREF space. Here's one, here's two, and here's the third one. Stylization is low, and I'm gonna let that rock and roll. Okay, so that's one thing. Let's go to the Midjourney Explorer and see if we see a -- SREF. So it looks like some of these might have some SREFs attached to them. Maybe, let's see. Okay, that one didn't. Sometimes you can find SREF codes in a prompt, and sometimes you can't. So let's see. Nope, that has a personalization code. That one doesn't. So I can't find one right now. I'll just show you one, how to do it with some that I already have. Okay. So if you want to see a stylization code that you want to add, you simply, I'm going to click use to use this prompt. I'm going to delete this. So it looks like it. And if you see that this is in gray, if I click plus, it will add that SREF to the prompt. Okay. So I'm just going to click plus, it added it in. If I click plus again, it just adds the number. So the first time it adds the SREF code, the second time it just adds the number. It doesn't add the SREF twice. Okay. And so that's how you can copy other people's SREF codes. If you should see them in the Midjourney Explorer, that's how you can copy them. Okay. So this one, as we can tell, it still had the influence from my little purple, but because of these other styles, it put more of the gray. It put more of, it still didn't give me my plus size, which is what I asked for. All right. But as you can see, that's the process for adding them. Okay. So that's pretty much it for SREF codes. All right. That's pretty much it for SREF codes. We're going to get into style weight. Like, can you say how much influence the style has? You can. But that usually refers to images. We'll get into that a little later. So what's coming up on the 8th? We've got the skin tone, right? How do you get the Midjourney to give you different complexion, skin tones, ethnicities, things like that? And then we're going to do on the 9th, we're going to do hair textures. That's a big one for people. And then, of course, the age. People are really struggling to get, if they ask for a little girl, she looks like she's 4 versus 8. So how do you get real ages, right? If you say, I want a 40-year-old woman, she looks 60, she has too many wrinkles, things like that. So how do you prompt around? And then we're going to deal with the whole bias suite: skin tone, hair texture, age, and body type. That's the 8th through the 11th. Okay. So we're going to be here pretty much the whole month trying to get through this. And that's it for today. Thank you guys for following me. I put the link to the SREF resources in the caption or in the comments, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.